Hello, students. Today we are going to cover the chapter from Social Science, Class 6th History, chapter number 2. That is on the trial of the earliest people. Well, let's begin the chapter and let's explain it to understand. Now, here the chapter starts with you can see on your screen there is a boy whose name is Tushar. He was journeying through the train to his uncle's place. While he was watching, while he was traveling by the train, he was watching outside and saw different things, and he tried to understand some of the questions which arise in his mind. One of the question was that is the earlier people also used to travel like the way I am traveling? Was there any train at the time? Means 150 years ago, was the same kind of technology was there? How was the life of the people before these inventions? Well, now he will explore soon by understanding the concept of history and how people used to live before civilization. Now let's begin with the main chapter which we are having. Alright, you can see the first para is there, which is consisting the earliest people, why they on the move, why people used to move. Well, earlier time, million years ago, when the people used to live in forest, at that time people used to be living in the areas which were quite dangerous, because in forest there used to be animals. So these people were actually explained or called hunter and gatherers. Well, the hunter means the person who hunt the animals. And the second word is saying gatherer. Gatherer means as because the human was dependent on the products of nature, whatever was available to him in the nature, like food, like clothes. For clothes, he used to gather the leaves, and like for food, he used to gather fruits, nuts, whatever is available in the forest. So that's why they were known as hunter and gatherer. Now, we we will see what kind of animals they used to hunt. Well, generally they used to hunt the animals which are grazing on grass, and as well as they used to caught the fish, birds they used to capture. They gathered the fruits, nuts, seeds, leaves, like this. So by these eatable things they used to survive in forest. And as the forest was filled with immense variety of plants, so there was no chance that the people would not find anything to eat. Yes, in normal conditions they used to get lot of things from the trees and plants. Now let's move on further. Then you will find in the next para, as we just heard, that they used to hunt. Now you can imagine in forest, if the human is hunting, there must be a great threat. After all, they are hunting the animals, and they can also be hunted by the animals. Like as if they are hunting, there must be some animals which are only eating grass. We can say they are vegetarian, but there must be more animals who are wild, and people not just used to hunt these grass grazing animals, but also the animals who are eating the other animals, as well as the animals must be strong, must be big, must be very quick. So the people had to keep in their mind what kind of precautions. Well, there are some things which they used to be alert with the things they have to be prepared. Now what are those things? We are going to see that. Now let's see what are these. Like as you can see in the second para, to hunt the animals or catch the fish, the birds, he need to be alert. The people need to be alert. After all, that focus is required to capture animals. Then they need to be quick and have lots of presence of mind. Presence of mind is very important, because if they do not have that, they also can get hunted very easily. Now, to collect the, like as if they want to collect any produce from the plants, what they are supposed to know? They are supposed to know whether this plant or the product of the plant is edible, means fit to use, fit to eat or not. If they eat something wrong, they could die. There could be a bad result. There could be any disease also. So they have to, they have to get the knowledge. And how they will get the knowledge? By the practice, as their parents, as their group of their, they all the people, those who are living in group, they have knowledge, and they will transfer that knowledge from one generation to another. Now, this you can see, they can be eaten poisonous things. Now, next one, what else they are supposed to know? They are supposed to know the seasons also. The seasons are very important. After all, they don't know the season, then how would they understand that which kind of food is going to be available? They have to, if a fruit is coming in a particular season, they have to wait for that. Otherwise, if they don't have that knowledge, they would become hopeless, and they would not able to get it. They would move away from that area. Even if you know that particular season this kind of fruit is actually they can move to that area, migrate, and get the that particular food. Now let's move to the next page. Here we are having, yes, this particular thing is that they used to get the food from the plants and from the animals. Now in both the conditions, there you have seen the animals can move. Yes, they can migrate. So with that movement, they are also supposed to move from one place to another. Secondly, the season, according to the season, the fruits are ripen. The different vegetables or grains got to ripen. So if they want the product from the plant, they should have the knowledge of season, and wherever they have that kind of season, they can move accordingly. Like as on the top of the hill in winter, it's covered with the snow, so they cannot live there. But in valley, it is more comfortable to live. So what they will do, the people, they will migrate from top of the hill to valley. Same with when the summer comes, in valley it's very warm, and on the hills the grass grows because the snow melts. So there also they will move. Now let's see one by one the different reasons the people used to move from one place to another. Now let's see this one. The first one is here. Yes, for a long time if they used to live at the same time, what used to happen, that these people used to consume the complete amount of the food. They would use the complete resources. So what they have to do, they have to migrate. After all, if you don't get any resource on your place, you would die without food and without the animals, because animals move. So definitely, in search of food, the people are moving from one place to another. The second one is, because animals move from one place to another, so to hunt them, not permanently people are moving, but in day-to-day life, they need to hunt the animals. So wherever these animals are going, with the complete group of them, wherever they are going, they will follow them to hunt them. Now, for this reason, the people also move with them, so that these animals can be captured, hunted by the human. Now, let's see the third reason that why the people used to move. Now we have this one. The third one is, the plants bear fruits, different season, the people have to move according to the seasons. Yes, if somewhere a plant is there, like as if the season fruit, the mango, okay, mango or other fruit which are grown in a particular season only, throughout the year you don't get them. So if you want to eat mangoes or some other fruit which comes in season only, if you want to eat something else which is only grown in a particular season, then you have to, like as jamun also, and then the bear also, there are a lot of fruits which are seasonal. So at that time you need to move to get those fruit from one place to another. Now next one, fourth, people, plants and animals need water to survive. So to find out the water, people used to move from one place to another. As we all know that throughout the year the rain does not take place. There are particular seasons, and during when there is a time when there is no rain, the water bodies get dried up. So what people will do, they have to search place where the water is available, because without water you cannot survive. For the survival you need to go from one place to another. So that is why in search of water also people used to move. If you generally see in worldwide, then you will find that people used to live, and still people living near about the areas where water, especially the rivers, are available, means the river becomes the main source of water. But now in modern times, well, we have a different system of supplying water, so it is more flexible for us. But earlier time we were not having that much of technology. So people used to live nearby the water bodies so that they could get water for their life. So this is why the people used to move from one place to another. Now let's see the next one. Let's move on to the para. See, while many rivers, in the fourth point I'm on the third line, while many rivers and lakes are perennial, means throughout the year they had water, like as Himalaya rivers, they have water throughout the year. So they are perennial. Others are seasonal. Seasonal means when the rivers are getting water only in the season of rain, and the rainy season in India we call monsoon. So particularly these kind of rivers which are getting water in few months only and remaining time they got dried up, they are called the seasonal rivers. Now people living on their banks would have to go in search of water during the dry seasons. Yes, besides people may have traveled to meet their friends and relatives. Remember, they traveled on foot. Now this is number fifth. Fourth we have done. Okay, fifth one, besides people may have traveled to meet their friends and relatives. Yes, this is number fifth point, that reason that people used to move from one place to another for some reasons. So this is one of the reasons that people used to move. Now let's go furthermore. This is the next para. How do we know about these people? One more thing. As Tushar asked in the beginning of the chapter, that was their trains were there? No, the question arises. What kind of vehicle they used to, get practice to travel one place to another? Simply, at the time of this forest time, very millions of years ago, the people used to move on foot only, because vehicles were not there, no invention was there. So people had to adjust with the no, they have to travel by their foot. So that is why it was more difficult and time consuming also. So today we have lot of comfort, but that time it was not so comfortable. Now let's see, how do we know about these people? How we come to know that which kind of animals they used to have, where the people used to live, what kind of the life. If we are saying that they used to live nearby the river, how do we know what was their lifestyle. So this question arises in our mind, and this has been given answer by the archaeologist. In the previous chapter you have seen the archaeologist. Who is the archaeologist? Archaeologist is a person, well, archaeologist, here it is. Archaeologist is a person who study the remains of the past. Means if somewhere a cave is there, and in cave we found bones, we found some kind of vessel. These vessels and bones all are studied by archaeologists, and these archaeologists tells us that when the human used to live in caves, he used to be a hunter gatherer. Means the human was not living settled life on one place like today we are living in cities and villages. Now at that time when people used to live in forest, definitely they used to be hunting and doing other things. So how they used to manage, how they used to do it? Well, they must be having some kind of tools which must be made by different kind of things. Well, what evidences archaeologists have found and they have studied are made by stone, wood, bone. So different kind of material has been found by the archaeologists in these caves. Now let's move on further with, you can see now this picture. Yes, see, look at the picture. You can see many of the stones are being displayed on the side of this picture. Look at the description, what they have said. Well, these are the different size of stones which were used as tools. You can see some of the stones are having sharp edges, as I can show you. Some of the stones are having sharp edges like this, and some are large, some are small. So size, some are round shape also. It must be like beating something to mashed up something. This kind of stone tools were used for different purposes. You can see A1 is the stone tools earlier people used to do. Then after several years, this kind of, means their age is different times people used a different kind of tools. Well, this is suggesting that after years and years, how people improved and changed their stone tools and how perfectly then they shaped them. Well, to make these tools there used to be techniques. Now first of all, it comes in what use they the human used to be having with these tools. What was the use of these tools? Well, you can see this picture has been given. You can see it. What was the use? Well, these particular tools, stone tools, we used to be used to be used in different kind of things like making other tools, scraping the bark, and digging something, cracking the bones, putting them on the arrow where they could hunt, shot them on the animal, they could hunt those animals. If somebody animals attacked on them, they could use it as a weapon. So this is how the different tools were actually used. So this is how the tools were very, very important for the people in earliest times, because they are living at that time. They used to live in forest, and in forest you need some weapons to live. After all, you need to protect yourself. Now move further. Let's see the next page. Yes. Now the question was there that where the people used to live. Well, there in the last chapter 1 of history, there was a map which was also showing the same thing, where we have seen some of the rivers which are very important. Same map continued here, where the different sites are being shown, means where the people used to live. These are the sites, archaeological site. You can see this one. The index has been given, which you can easily I can show you. These are the different sites which are telling that these places are having evidence of people who were living in forest, and preferably you look at the map, then you will find one common thing. The rivers, you can see these lines which are being drawn. See, these lines are being drawn where you can see the rivers and their names are also written. I can show you these rivers. See, this is this one, this one. Here are the bunch of rivers, Narmada and Tapi. So easily you can see one thing, the maximum sites where we found the remains are actually near about the river. And if you don't find a place near about the river, then you will find these places must be near about the lakes. Yes, other water bodies. Some other water bodies, lakes, ponds, some kind of water body which can supply, fulfill the water needs. Because wherever the water is available, the animals also must be coming. The vegetation definitely grow. So the relationship of dependency makes the people to live in that area. If the animals come, people can easily hunt them. Now moving further, it's about, as stone tools were important, people tried to find places where good quality stone was easily available. So it comes that in the map you must have seen the index. In that index, different kind of sites are being given. Now people used to live in different areas, but these areas particularly having different uses. We have classified the sites actually according to some features. Now here comes that different tools. Yes, come back to the topic on this para, that they are saying the stones which were used to make different tools, different kind of things, they were not available everywhere. Like as a particular kind of quality of stones are found one place and different kind of stones are found different places. Somewhere the red color stones are found, somewhere the brown color or gray color. So this is the availability which is not common everywhere. So wherever the stones were found of good quality, people used to live there, but those places became famous only for the work, and these places were known as the factory sites. See, factory sites means the places where people used to work. What kind of work they used to do? They used to make the tools. So evidences were found, the tools were found, and same kind of stone is found in those areas. So these sites where people used to make the tools, these places, these locations are known as factory sites. Now you can see this one on the side also, this one para, you can easily find out the others also. Now the other one, there must be the places where the stones might not possible, they could not find it there. What happened? Then there must be some villages. People must be having huts, caves where they used to live. So where the people used to live are known as habitation site. Look at the right side para where the Bhimbetka is there in that fourth line. This one. Habitation site. Habitation means the place where people live. So basically where the people are living, that site is known as the habitation site. Now moving further, there is one more kind of site, means place where archaeologists have found some kind of evidences, that is the habitation cum factory. What it means now? See, two words are there. The habitation is there as well as the factory is there. Factory means where the people work and make the things, okay? And habitation where people are living with the family. They are living as a house. So where both the things, stones and living, both are possible, and they are living there and doing the work of making tools also, those kind of sites are known as habitation cum factory site. Here it is. So this is all about here about the location. So you can see these are the things which are given. Some more sites must be found, but these are the general categorization. You can see one of the picture also given. This is from the Bhimbetka. Now moving further, this is sites, a general sites, a place the remains of things are found. What kind of things? Tools, pots, buildings of early people. That particular place is known as site. So this is how we are getting it. Now these things are not found on the surface, ये तो millions, this is millions years old matter. So where you will find? A little down to the crust, means little there must be layers, because after so many years these must be covered by the soil. So that's why these are found under some covers of soil. Then moving on, making stone tools. Here are these tools which are big and small size. See, so these tools must be unique and their process of making must be different. Now you can see on the side, this is the way the picture has been shown, how the people used to make the tools. See, on one stone they are putting pressure, cracking the other stone, and they are making the stone tools. Now there are two processes, there are two techniques which you can see, you can find that they used to make the tools. Number one is the first, stone on stone, which just has displayed in this picture. Stone on stone means that on one stone is it is on the floor and the other stone has been used to flake it, means to crack it and give that particular design in which the people wants it. So this is here the pebble means small stone, pebble from which the tools was to made, also called the core, has held in one hand another stone which was used as a hammer to crack it on the other hand. The second stone was used to strike off flakes from the first till the required shape was obtained. Now the second one is saying pressure flaking. So by the pressure, like as you can put it on some kind of bone or something on that surface, you will put it there. See, pressure means it is about the pressure, how much pressure you will give. Here the core was placed on a firm surface. Now in the earlier one, first technique is saying one hand one stone, second hand second stone, but here they are saying that they will put the pebble or the stone on the surface, not on hand, on the surface, and they will pick one hammer stone to piece on a piece of bone, means like a hammer. In the earlier technique they are holding the complete stone, but in this one they are using a hammer kind of stone and they are going to pressurize it or stone that was placed on the core to remove flakes that could be shaped into tools. So this is different. This is the technology of hammer in one hand. Now next one, what is the next one which archaeologists have found? They found the fire. Somewhere the ashes are being found. The archaeologists test it. Yes, there is a technology by which you can test it, the age, and you can easily test the carbon. This is called the carbon test, and by this we can easily find out what kind of material it is. So we have found many of the places ashes. Now what this suggests, that means this is found in Kurnool caves. Okay, it is this one you can see in the map. Now it comes that what it suggests, well, if the remains of the ashes are found, that means the people must be familiar with the use of fire. They must be aware how to lit up the fire and in what ways it can use it. Now what are the different ways fire can be used? Very easy. You can see the fire could have been used for many things, as source of light, cook the meat, and to scare away the animals. Well, you can add on your own creativity, like as to not just to scare animals, but when the winter comes they must be keeping their body warm from the cold severe winter. So this is how they are using the fire. Well, now a changing environment. there are evidences because of the change of environment in the atmosphere of the earth, in the environment, people migrated from one place to another. Like as we have heard about the Stone Age, so we have heard about the Ice Age also. So all these things affected the human as well as animals also. So what kind of changes and the the people used to move, what kind of effect was this change of environment actually did. So they, what kind of environment change they faced? They faced that shifting. Because of the change in the climate, people shifted from the cold area to warm area. Even because of the change of the climate, many areas the grasslands were developed. So if the grassland has been developed, so that means the possibility of the grazing is increased. Now if it is increased, so that means the animals, those who are surviving on the grass, they must also have increased. So because of that, these animals start coming in those areas. So because people were hunting at that time, so people must be migrated to get these animals hunted. Now those who hunted these animals now followed them, learning how food habits got, these animals are having what kind of food habits, when they got migrate. So after studying all these things, now they were able to capture them, and they domesticated them. Now what is domestication? Domestication means that you actually make it your pet, or you can say you in your protection you are growing that animal, and you are getting the milk or some other products of that animals. So that is called the domestication. And as well as the fishing was also very important. Now this was also a time when several grains bearing grasses including wheat, barley and rice grew naturally in different parts. Yes, in early times these were the main crops which are found by archaeologists. These are wheat, barley and rice naturally. Now people started collecting these grains, and gradually they experienced that if they throw it on the soil and particular season, with the help of water, they can grow it wherever they want to. So this is how they actually started thinking about to grow these crops. This is now, these are the different ages. These are the ages are there, like as the oldest one is Paleolithic. Two Greeks, paleo means old and lithic means stone, means old stone age. Then its main feature is this time the stones were the main tools they used to have, and it is extended from 2 million years to 1200 years ago. This is called the Paleolithic age. Then long stretch of this is divided into 3 groups, and these groups are lower, middle and upper Paleolithic. And then this long span of time covers 99% of history of human, and remaining 1% is covered by the remaining 2 more ages which we are studying. To make it easy to understand the history, we divide it into different small portions. Now after that we have the Mesolithic also. This one is the Mesolithic. This is called the middle stone, and this time the environmental change is the main one. Its time is 12,000 years ago to 10,000 years ago. Stone tools were found during period was generally tiny, means micro tools were very famous at this time. These are called the microliths. Well, microliths means micro, small tools made by stone. Then the last one in this one, the last one age which was considered the latest age is the Neolithic. Well, Neolithic, here it is. So Neolithic is here. It is 10,000 years ago. So it is the latest one, which you can see in further more chapters of history in class 6th. So we have small glimpse here there. Okay. Now you also mentioned the name of some places. You can see all these places, in the map, which already we have seen before. We have seen a map now. Next one. rock paintings, what they tell us. Yes, another one thing which we found in the caves is rock painting. Rock painting on the caves, Ajanta, Ellora, all these in Maharashtra and other area, we found that the caves are there, and on the caves walls there are paintings which are made by natural colors, and it is made by early humans. So definitely this is which is very important, which is showing in Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh also we have found it, which are showing that you can see this one is the painting. Okay, this is showing the early people were very skillful, means they were able to draw. If you want to draw anything, you need to focus, you need to know the colors, and by these drawings we come to know what kind of animals are actually found at that time. Used to be, they used to hunt. So then this is showing the kind of animal they are having, and what kind of size, how big, what was the strategy of their hunting also. These things they used to depict in different paintings. Now, who did what? Sometimes it happens that a question arises that who has divided responsibility of man and women. So people also thought that early people also practice the same kind of things, that who will do what work. Then definitely this is a question. But the thing is, what we have found. So what we have found is here that women generally are found, they also part of the hunting, but generally they found that the women were doing the home task and upbringing the children, creating a social life for the people, and the hunting work maximally done by the men. So this kind of things are discovered, that they have a different kind of things they used to have, and men used to make the stone tools also, means work in a factory site. Now the next comes, well, there is no such evidence which can prove it completely, but definitely maximum paintings are showing like this. This is another one thing, ostriches in India. They used to be here, because if you see, there are some evidences which animals are now found, not, they are not in India, but remains are telling that in early ages of humankind, the different animals which are not at present seen, but they used to be present in the early times, like ostrich, and it is the evidences have been found in Maharashtra. And even if I can tell you something interesting fact also, we have the world's largest hatchery of dinosaur eggs also. So this is showing that the animals which are, we think that they might not be here, but their appearance, their evidences are telling that in early times they must be living here, but now they are no more. Now there is one site, that is Honsgi. Honsgi in the map you can see, in the early map also. This is one of the site of the Paleolithic age. Paleolithic means oldest one age. At the some sites, a large number of tools used for all sort of activities were found. So in Honsgi, we found all these things. This is the Honsgi is a habitation cum factory site. Okay. So this kind of evidences are found in Hunsgi. So basically we have many sites which are famous for the different kind of purposes, and we have all the three kind of sites: factory site, habitation site, and habitation cum factory site. Now moving further, elsewhere. Yes, elsewhere in the world you can find in France, the paintings are been found which are made in 20,000 and 10,000 years ago. So definitely this is showing this. You can see this painting has been shown. This kind of animal must be found at that time in Europe. That's why pictures are being made up. Now we have the question answers, okay, on the basis of chapter, which you can practice. All right. So this was all we had of this chapter number 2 of history, class 6. So I hope when you watch this video, when you listen the explanation, the chapter must be clear. If you have doubt, that also can be sorted out by asking the questions. So you can give me the questions also in comment section. I will take it and I can answer it also. But I hope you like the video. If you like it, you can watch it again for more clarity. And thank you for watching, and uh, keep in touch because I will upload more videos on NCERT books. And if you like this video, you can subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so that you get the update of next upcoming video of NCERT books. Thank you.